Good afternoon from sun-soaked England. Sol coming at you with a quickie, and I'm claiming a world exclusive on this one. In front here, let me see if I can get a little zoom here for you. Two vehicles that I showed you in an unboxing from my good friend Mick67. And I said that I was going to do some wheel swaps. So the first one is this quite nice casting from Maisto, and I said the wheels which I've stuck in front of them for you to remember were awful and most un-Volkswagen like, so I said I would do a wheel swap on that. So if I simply flip that wheel away, well, there's a VW flying saucer with the VW insignia upon it, and just looking at it like that, what do you think straight away? So we'll flip the other one away. There we go. And now there, if I just slide them in like that, that's two spare wheels that you can use for something else. There's absolutely nothing wrong with them, but not for this vehicle. They're not VW. So I'll put them to one side and I'll keep them in a spares jar. Now, has that not changed the entire persona of that vehicle? There you go, look, you can see the VW insignias on there. Has that not made an instant difference to that piece and lifted it above what it was? I think so. She's a roller. She's not going to win any races, but that's the thing with these wheel swaps. So you do get a little axle movement there, but as you can see, she's spinning, and that to me has made that piece so much more than it was. I hope you agree, and it's more an original looking vehicle now. It's amazing what these little things will do to lift a relatively basic piece, but I think that is absolutely stunning. I hope you'll all agree with me, and I hope some of you will have the confidence to try that out. If I can get that in focus, there we go. But yeah, so again, just to recap on that one, from that to that, I think that's an absolute non-brainer, don't you? So we'll put this one back there, like so. Loving that. Now, this one. In fact, I'm going to move that Volkswagen out of the way, because this for me is the star of the show. If I bring this fellow up for a second. This is a friend to my channel. This is Riley Fuller 225. You can find him on YouTube. He's got his own channel. Mostly a gamer, but he's got an healthy loving of the diecast and watches many other channels. I hope he starts putting some car content up. Smashing young fellow in the community. Some of you'll be aware he's just passed the landmark 50 subscribers, so he's coming up the rails. And the reason I'm plugging Riley today, notice the trendy spelling of Riley, it's a modern world, is that we was having a deep conversation about the pieces that Mick had bought me, and in particular Riley really liked this piece, and as a couple of people rightly pointed out to me, particularly Rat Black from Rat Black's diecast collection and Diecast Dude, of course, we all know the pair of them, cornerstones of the community. They both revealed to me that this, if I can zoom in a bit, was actually the G-Case Treasure Hunt, and my poor eyes could not pick that out. But if you just look to this rear quarter, there in fact is the logo emblazoned on it, but my eyes couldn't pick it out, just there. And then underneath there is indeed the logo that we've come to expect. So let me zoom out a little bit. So if you see on the card art behind it, let me just fiddle with this for a second. You can see the original wheels, and Hot Wheels had put this in as well. I don't like these, even though they're green to match the car. These, I don't know what you call them. I call them daisy wheels. They look like flowers. I think they're idiots. Even though they're matched in green, the piece was okay. But what I managed to do, using these most basic of tools, there you go, a simple retractable craft knife. I use that to carefully work under the edge of the card. My best friend for plain no case editions, the pincers or nibblers, and a little bit of good old super glue. That's all the tools I use for doing this, or have used for doing this. And because it was a treasure hunt, I said to Riley, I'm going to try and get the box peeled and see if we can't make it like it was by showing a little bit of boldness, a little bit of confidence. And if it ultimately failed, well, what have I lost? Well, as you can see, that's sealed in the blister pack again now, and you basically would not know that at all. I'm claiming this as a world exclusive because even if somebody has already done this to this particular model, then basically what I put on this car was Ford wheels from Greenlight. And as I've said, I always carry many packs of these. There's 4 packs there. This particular model, that came out of that pack. Okay, so these are real riders from Greenlight. There's the Ford, and there's the Ford GL Muscle pack. As you can see, I've already pilfered a few wheels out of these sets, and also I've got 2 packs of these because you know I love the V-dubs, and the V-dub wheels came out of there. So now you know what, it's time to show you, I suppose, with the encouragement from Riley. Now, does that not look amazing already, or is that just me? Let's get that second one out of the way. Boom. Look at that. Look at that, would you? And it's perfectly sealed in the blister. We've got all the details, but is that not a different motor altogether? Like I say, I'm claiming this is a sole world exclusive because people might have done this car already and do the packs the way I've done them. I mean, that is totally sealed, look. But to put a set of Ford muscle car wheels on that has lifted that above for me. And I've sealed it back in the pack with the old super glue. But I hope you will agree that that over that is a quantum leap forward in quality and looks. Now, this piece for me, I'm absolutely smitten with it. It is something more than it ever was. It's still a treasure hunt. There's the treasure hunt logo there in the middle, quite visible. No package damage. And that is what I call a treasure hunt with added interest. And hopefully a little bit more appeal. Give us your comments below, see what you think. Mick, you didn't get back to me to say that you'd got one of these as well. I hope you have. But if anybody wants to make this a better thing, a more attractive piece, a more appealing piece, and for me certainly more collectible, being as it's got real riders on it now and rubber tyres, then all I did was go down this edge with a scalpel blade, carefully cut it away, so that when I'd done the wheel swap I could simply super glue it back down, and there it is. I hope you agree this is fantastic, and I hope this might inspire you to try something similar. Certainly with my treasure hunts, I keep mine carded, so this was a bit of a leap of faith. And if the worst came to the worst, well, what was the worst scenario? That I've got a great car that I can put in a display case, but I've managed to pull it off and keep the treasure hunt status, but now make it a little bit more exclusive. That is a sexy lady now. Hope you agree. And I hope you like what I've done with a Volkswagen. As David John says, these are probably the easiest route down customizations, obviously, other than taking tampos off. But that's two wheel swaps, and I think this is using the no split the casting method, as seen on Fireman Food 1988 channel. He basically taught me indirectly through the gift of his videos, and I've been ever grateful since. Yes, it means that you sacrifice two wheels, but how many times now do you see Hot Wheels putting odd wheels on the car together? So just to prove a point, there's the four saved wheels, and if I just scoop this lot in, when you nibble them away with that gauge, that's what you're left with, a pile of rubble. But to see the end result as that and that, to me it's a total non-brainer. Have the confidence, people. It's very hard to mess things up, but like you can see, the net results are well worth the effort. Okay, just a shorty for this afternoon. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like, comment and subscribe if you like what we're doing. Spreading the die-cast love, spreading a message of hope and relaxation during these times of stress. We're all not going to fall off the edge of the world. I'm not playing it down, it's very serious. But with isolation and taking your government's advice, I hope and pray that all of us will come through this and we can carry our journey on together. As always, be safe, be well. Have a good afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And this is Sol saying goodbye.